Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So before I get into today's topic, I wanted to speak on something that I just find to be very reassuring in my day-to-day life. And that is just being consistent. So I had a friend who's in really, really good shape, always showing off their appearance, their body, how they look. And I asked this friend, what do you do in order to stay in shape? I understand you go to the gym and you probably don't eat as much as me, but what is it exactly that you do to stay in shape? So they went into, I do this on Mondays, this on Tuesdays, this on Thursdays, this on Fridays, but I ride my bike for 20 minutes every single day. That means Monday through Sunday, no matter what, they ride their bike for 20 minutes every single day. You see, I had purchased my bike with the understanding that a lot of people fall off of their game plan once they purchase workout equipment. You hear so many people purchase workout equipment and then never use it, right? And, I had a family member also purchase a bike, a much more expensive one. And the first thing I said was, hey, people in human nature, we buy it, we use it for a little bit, and then don't use it at all. I said, make sure that you keep up, make sure you keep on using it. And so there was a season where I did fall off of the bike. Probably didn't touch it for a month, maybe even, I can't say 2 months, but maybe a month for sure. And after listening to that from the person riding their bike 20 minutes a day, I said, you know what, if I do the same thing, I may be able to stay in shape. If I eat a little bit better, I may be able to stay in shape. There was a time where my body was maintaining the same weight. This is so good to have a scale in the house because I was able to see my weight every single day. And I was at 215, fluctuating from 212 pounds very, very frequently. And now I'm all the way down to 201.7 as we speak. So I've lost about 11 pounds and I've been kind of staying around 201 to 205 now, but that's a 10-pound difference, 7 to 10 pound difference. Just because I decided, you know what, no matter what I do, if I don't hit the gym or nothing, I'm gonna ride my bike every single day. I'm gonna do a few push-ups every single day. And I'm going to do 100 crunches every single day. And that has been tremendous and at least keeping me at 201 to 205. So now that I'm not all the way up to 212, 215. And I enjoy it. I don't see myself 2 weeks from now still being at 201. I see myself going down in weight. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And yes, I've been eating a lot less. For breakfast, I eat less than 600 calories. And for dinner, I eat no more than 800 calories. So really, it just depends on what I do throughout the entire day that I, get what I need in order to stay in shape. And on my days off, like today, typically I'd have one meal, but I think I might have a protein shake, and then I'll go ahead and have one meal. So with that being said, let me get into today's topic. when I was working at Amazon as an area manager, I loved what I did. I loved supporting so many people. I loved getting millions of packages to customers. I loved fulfilling their promises, having the best quality control, having the best rates, having all of my associates working as fast as they can to be the most productive. They weren't on their cell phones. They were only getting the job done. And during COVID, it was amazing to see so many people able to come together for a common purpose. During that time, I had just transitioned to Ohio, new to the state, didn't really have a lot of friends, but was still learning a lot about the economy and everything else. Didn't own any real estate. I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. And I decided to buy this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I don't know why I bought the book. It was a book that I heard about here and there. I didn't know I can listen to it for free on YouTube. But I think buying the book was very, very instrumental. Again, my uncle was very big on real estate. And he showed me, I don't know if I said this story before, but he showed me how his home had appreciated by $20,000 in 1 year. And when I looked at my stocks had only appreciated by about 2,000. So that was 10x what I had made in appreciation compared to what he had made. What he had made in appreciation compared to what I had made. And so I looked at it and I said, okay, there's something there. Then he took me to a showing once, and it was not on purpose. It was completely by mistake. And that's where I met my personal real estate agent. He was doing an open house, gave me his number, only talked about stocks the whole day. And I felt very, very comfortable because not one conversation we had revolved around real estate. And so one day I go and look at a home, a duplex, and I just call him up. He doesn't know who I am. And I say, hey, just pull up on me. I'm here, X, Y, and Z. And he's willing and ready to go and show me the home. There's no pressure at all. Not upset that he had to drive all this way out. We do 10, 15 more showings. Same composure. He looks a little exhausted, but he never shows any frustration. And eventually we closed on our first deal. But as I was reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I realized something. It wasn't that I needed to buy real estate right now today, but it is how people live their lives. You see, when you look at Dave Ramsey or when you look at Grant Cardone, you see two different spectrums. Someone who uses debt to their advantage and someone who says debt is not your friend and cash is your friend. Either way, these two people live their life completely differently than the poor dad and Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You see, Rich Dad didn't necessarily have to leverage everything in order to get what he wanted. But regardless if he used debt or not, or other people's money, OPM, or whatever strategy he may have used, he said, it's not, I can't afford it, but how can I afford it? And so when you hear me talk about conventional loan, VA loan, FHA loan, FHA 203K loans, when you hear me make videos on drip investing, when you hear me make videos on financial freedom, when you hear me make videos on anything, it's tailored around giving you options on how you can best reach your financial freedom. Options on how you can determine what routes you want to take. Mutual fund investing, Series I bonds, all these things that we talk about, high yield saving accounts. I just gave you a ton of different things to research, a ton of different things to improve upon your own financial knowledge in order to go ahead and dissect it and learn something from that. Hours and hours of studying. I just gave it to you in a few simple words, right? So poor dad always said I couldn't afford it today. I'm broke, I saved no money. I'm drowning in student loan debt, drowning in a car payment, drowning in rent. Meaning, I probably went to school, learned a lot of stuff, but it's not paying me enough. Meaning, I bought a car that is beyond my means, can't afford the car payment. And you know what? I'll probably trade it in because of safety 3 years later for the brand new one, just so that I can drive in style. And guess what? When I get that raise, my rent has also increased. So there's no way I can possibly save for a home. And yes, I do need to eat out because, who doesn't eat out? And so you're broke. Every single day, living life broke. That's so many people in America today. Whereas, before we got to live like no one else, like Dave Ramsey, we had to live like no one else. Before I was able to buy a bike that I could ride in my house every single day, I had to make sure I grinded and kept every single penny in my bank account. I had to make sure that this luxury was the last thing on my mind. I had to make sure I had a bed to rest my head in. I had to make sure that my house wouldn't crumble on me, right? So one thing I noticed about Dave Ramsey, Grant Cardone, anybody else, they're not like the poor dad whatsoever. Because, Dave Ramsey might tell you, you can't get everything you want in life because there's only a few select people who can. But if you want to live a life of abundance, regardless, if you want to say, you know what, I can get that one day, you're going to have to break the mindset of, I can't afford it, and how can I afford it? If you follow Dave Ramsey's strategy, it might take you a decade to get there, but guess what? You're going to get there, and it's not going to financially cause you pain. If you take Grant Cardone's method, you might get there in 2 years. But when you get there, it's not going to cause you pain. It might cause you some stress, but if you're willing to endure that stress, you'll be just fine. I think Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a great read because it identifies specific characteristics in human beings and a specific mindset that you want to avoid in order to reach financial freedom. Whatever that means to you, whatever financial freedom means to you, it will allow you to get there. So, although I'm not sponsored by it, I do believe that book will definitely show you the mental side of what you can do in order to get to where you want to be. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.